Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark has been named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. So the award, which has been distributed since 2019, Clark becomes the first WNBA player to ever win this award.
Instant karma seems to have come knocking for Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of college basketball's drama department. This comes after Caitlin Clark won Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year award. Yes, the same Caitlin Clark who was famously taunted by Angel during the NCAA championship game. Amber Ryken recently published an article where Clark addressed her so-called rivalry with Reese following the award announcement.
I started my last college season and not knowing if that would actually be my last season, whether I was deciding to come back to college or turn pro. And now sitting here, like, I'm done with my first professional season and so much has happened. And whether it was, making the national championship game or getting the Fever back to the playoffs since 2016.
It all traces back to the NCAA championship, where Angel Reese made sure the spotlight stayed on her by taunting Caitlin Clark in a manner many found over the top. From finger-waving to ring-pointing, Reese turned what should have been a celebration of her team's victory into her personal viral moment.
The fact that that's the very first WNBA player to ever win Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is pretty special.
Months later, the tables have turned. Caitlin Clark has walked away with recognition that truly matters: Athlete of the Year. This isn't some participation trophy. It's a statement that says, you were the best. While Angel Reese may have her championship ring, Caitlin's win stings in a different way. It comes with something even more valuable: universal respect.
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were.
To be fair, Angel Reese was excellent this season. Her stats were impressive and her impact undeniable. But transcendent talent is a different beast, and Caitlin Clark embodies it. She doesn't just score points, she controls games. Her court vision, pinpoint assists, and three-point shooting from absurd ranges make her a magnetic player to watch. Caitlin's dominance wasn't about flashy gestures. It was pure skill and consistent performance.
I would say I really love those.
Let's not pretend this outcome was a surprise. Caitlin Clark's performance throughout the season made her the obvious frontrunner for the award. Averaging over 27 points per game, she practically carried her team on her back. Even when Iowa fell short, Caitlin shone like a star. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's name often comes up not for her stellar on-court performance, but for her theatrics. When people think of Reese, their minds don't immediately go to her rebounds or defense, but to that infamous taunt. Caitlin Clark didn't need theatrics to stay relevant. Her game spoke for itself. Angel, on the other hand, seemed to rely as much on controversy as on talent. Sure, it might get you trending on Twitter, but it doesn't earn respect in the broader sports world. Social media wasted no time chiming in, with one tweet quipping, Angel Reese did all that finger-pointing just to watch Caitlin Clark take the crown. Another added, guess Caitlin didn't need a ring taunt to prove she's the best. The memes? Brutal. Angel's fans might try to defend her, but the narrative has already been written.
I think it's great, not just for her. I think it's great for the league.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everybody talked about the recognition that she brought to the W this season. So for her to be Time Magazine Athlete of the Year, I think it's really great for the league.
And what about Angel Reese? So far, she's been unusually quiet. Is she drafting a response, carefully trying to downplay Caitlin's win without sounding bitter? Subtlety has never been Angel's strong suit, but perhaps this time, she realizes there isn't much she can say. This isn't a social media spat. It's Caitlin Clark being recognized as the best in the game. Some of Angel's fans are crying foul, accusing the system of bias and pointing to debates about double standards and race. But let's be honest, Caitlin Clark earned this award. It wasn't about favoritism or politics. It was about performance. Game after game, Caitlin delivered, and the world noticed.
I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then you continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. the more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing.
Let's not forget the narrative Angel Reese pushed after the NCAA championship. She reminded everyone it was a team game and that LSU had won the title. But here's the thing, individual brilliance still matters. Caitlin Clark's contributions were undeniable, championship or not. This award doesn't diminish LSU's victory. It simply recognizes that Caitlin was the standout star of the season. What makes this moment even sweeter is Caitlin's reaction, or lack thereof. She hasn't gloated, taunted, or even acknowledged Angel's antics from months ago. Instead, she's stayed humble, letting her game do the talking. That kind of grace makes her win even more deserving. While Angel played to the cameras, Caitlin stayed focused on what truly matters, basketball.
The cookout, but when you hear that, thoughts on Caitlin Clark saying she wants to use her platform to elevate black women in the WNBA have been instrumental, obviously, in building that league.
This isn't to say Angel Reese isn't talented. She is. But there's a difference between being a good player and being a generational talent. Caitlin Clark is the kind of player people will talk about for years. Her style, precision, and ability to dominate under pressure set her apart. Angel may have had her viral moment, but Caitlin is building a legacy. The question now is, how will Angel respond? Will she let this go? Or will she turn it into another drama-fueled spectacle? If history is any indication, she'll lean into the drama. Controversy keeps her in the spotlight, after all. But this isn't just another Twitter debate. This is Caitlin Clark being immortalized as the best of the best. No amount of finger-wagging or ring-pointing can change that.
Who has a new weekly podcast called Unapologetically Angel. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. She's only 22. And the reality is, the scrutiny that she's been subjected to is inexcusable, it's egregious, it's disgusting, it's...
No matter how Reese frames it, the truth is hard to ignore. Caitlin Clark has cemented her legacy as one of the greats. Reese's viral moments may have earned her fleeting fame, but Clark's achievements stand the test of time. Caitlin's quiet confidence throughout this saga only underscores her greatness. She didn't need to fire back at Reese or get entangled in drama. She let her performance speak, and now she's reaping the rewards. That kind of composure is what separates good players from legends.
When you're talking about, athlete, you're talking about her college run.
Yeah, the run she had last year.
Her college run
into a rookie year to now, to date.
Yeah.
Yeah, the women's college tournament, I believe,
all the
significant
eyes she
outperforming.
brought to the league this year.
Yeah.
Outperforming the men's.
Oh, shit, yeah. You got to think, yes.
Yeah.
Right, as when you say Asia, you got to be like, well, that's in a W. Caitlin was college and W.
It's almost poetic. Angel Reese wanted to be the star, and for a brief moment, she was. But now, as the dust settles, Caitlin Clark stands tall with a trophy in hand, while Angel is left figuring out her next move. This entire saga reminds us that actions speak louder than words or taunts. Reese's theatrics might have made her a viral sensation, but they didn't win her the respect or recognition that truly matters. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, has shown that skill, hard work, and humility pave the way to lasting success.
Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed.
So, what's the takeaway? For Angel Reese, it's a lesson in humility, one she likely won't admit to learning anytime soon. For Caitlin Clark, it's validation of her hard work and a moment that solidifies her place among the best. For the rest of us, it's a front row seat to a classic case of instant karma. Reese may have had the last word during the championship game, but Caitlin Clark just got the last laugh. And isn't that what really counts?
Caitlin Clark is the reason why everybody has an opinion on what happened in that game.
Adding insult to injury, Caitlin Clark also landed a spot on Forbes 30 Under 30. Think about it. Reese, with all her viral moments and loud confidence, didn't make the list. But Caitlin, with her quiet dominance and game-changing performances, did. That has to sting. Forbes isn't handing out spots for flashy gestures. It's about real impact, influence, and potential. Caitlin's inclusion solidifies her status as more than just a basketball star. She's a cultural icon in the making. Meanwhile, Angel Reese remains tethered to that championship game and her taunting moment. Caitlin Clark is proving that skill, hard work, and humility outshine theatrics. For Angel Reese, that truth must be as bitter as it is unavoidable.